welcome back to the All Things Plastics podcast. On today's episode, I am sitting down with Sebastian, an influencer, real estate pro, and investor who has built an audience over 300,000 people online. You might also recognize him from E's Plastic Surgery Rewind, where he joined 9 other celebrities in sharing their transformation journeys. At just 18, he started his journey into aesthetics, experimenting with nearly every filler, from Botox to lip filler gone wrong, all the way to his very first real surgery, rhinoplasty. Sebastian is giving us the unfiltered truth on fillers, reality TV, and the lessons he's learned in chasing confidence and perfection. Trust me, you guys don't want to miss this one. Let's welcome Sebastian to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. That was an amazing intro. You're such a pro.
I try to give everyone their flowers and do such a good podcast intro.
I love it.
Now, let us know where you're from. I know you're from Ventura, a small beach town in California. What was it like growing up there?
Yeah, I grew up as, the backyard was my beach, or the beach was my backyard, as I should say. And believe it or not, I never surfed once, petrified of the water.
Oh my God, me too. I am not an ocean girly. I can't do it. The worst anxiety.
I mean, if the waters are maybe blue and crystal clear and warm, maybe I'll get in, but then still I'm freaked out. So yeah, growing up, I lived in a small beach town. And with that, I didn't really get along with a lot of the kids. Everybody was into skateboarding, sports, or obviously surfing. I didn't fit into any of those categories. So me being confused with my sexual identity and trying to figure out who I am, I didn't really fit in with everybody.
Yeah.
And that kind of led me to kind of exploring different ways to make friends. And, that led me to becoming an online content creator at a very, very young age.
And when did you start content creation? Like how long ago roughly?
Yeah. So my first, when I actually became an quote unquote influencer, I don't love that word, but yeah, that's, I guess, the term.
That's the era that we are in. So we do have to claim it.
I was 16 years old when I really took it seriously, but I've been creating content since I was 10 years old. I taught myself how to I self-taught myself how to edit at a very young age at 10 and 11 years old. And I would do that for fun. That's how I showed my creativity. Other people like to paint or do other sorts of form of art. Yeah. So that's what I kind of started off doing at a very young age, creating videos for myself and my family. I would create funny videos on iMovie, on the iMac or whatever.
Yeah.
And then present it to my family. And then that led into eventually posting my videos online.
My goodness. And who were you watching? Were you watching YouTube when you were starting off? Who were you watching? Did anyone influence you? I'm so curious.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So funny. No one has asked me that yet because I get asked a lot about my whole journey online. But before being an influencer myself, I looked up to so many different content creators like Jenna Marbles, Shane Dawson.
Yes.
Just all the OG people. And it's crazy because I'm half of them I'm friends with, or at least know.
Yeah.
But it's so weird. I grew up those were my friends. I didn't have friends. So.
And I love Shane and Ryland. I watch their vlogs all the time. I'm obsessed. Now, do you think, I know you got into content creation really young and you were watching YouTube and you were making videos. When was there a point that you were like, I want to spruce things up. Maybe I want to dye my hair. I wanted to get into aesthetics. I want to kind of spruce things up. Where did that start to take place?
Great. Awesome question that you say that, because this is honestly a little therapy session for myself, because really it came down to being in high school and wanting to I was an outcast already, but I wanted to stand out even further because I'm if I'm going to own something, I just own it all the way, which is kind of what I did, in the future with the orange situation. Within that, I started dyeing my hair at, I think, 16 years old when I started going blonde. I'm naturally a pretty dark brunette, which you can see with my roots when my roots grew up.
No, your blonde is iconic. I love it. It's so iced.
Thank you. It's so much work, but I absolutely love it. And I've been doing it since I was almost 16. So 16 is when I started dyeing my hair. Yeah, it's been crazy. And then it led into contacts, changing my eye color.
Wait, there was a crazy contact era. When Instagram was first hitting the scene and it was that transition, I feel like everyone was dabbling into contacts.
Because they wanted that wow factor image where it was glam. You remember the 2016 glam, over the top, giant lashes, bright blue eyes, or
the highlighter, honey. The highlighter, the tip of the nose, the eyebrow.
So that was in that era of me starting to dye my hair, changing my eye color. And then obviously Kylie Jenner and her lips was the biggest craze.
King Kylie, baby.
That was fully influenced. I mean, she was the I mean, still is the moment, but was like,
Homegirl had me wearing wigs. Do you
oh yeah.
remember? I would wear a wig out to the club. I would go to WeHo, wear a wig with like a baseball cap. The wig wasn't even sewed on. Like I plopped it on my head. Me and my sister and I have photos, and we would go out. And my makeup artist one day was like, "Do you remember that era? Like you were really out here trying to wear wigs." And I started dying laughing.
But everybody was doing it. So it wasn't like it's just like funny to look back at it. That was
Yeah.
what was in. Um, then I really, really wanted lip filler. Obviously, everybody was getting it. I was waiting for the day that I turned 18 years old in order to get lip filler.
Oh
And
my
me
God.
being an influencer, you get a lot of little perks with getting free
Ooh,
filler and
little
Botox.
collab.
And I actually have this video still up. And I still like, I'm not going to say who it is, but I still like them as like nothing bad against them. But right when I turned 18 years old, I worked with this company and I got lip filler like the week I turned 18 years old.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's how it started. And it just kind of unfolded from there. And I didn't want to stop.
And I was going to say, after that first lip filler experience, were you obsessed?
Well, the thing was, is after I got it, I was like, this is not giving enough. I wanted more. So immediately I loved it. But then I was like, I need more now.
Yes.
So I
And
booked my
that's,
next appointment
huh?
and I just kept going from there.
And this is the perfect segue because this is how you ended up being casted on E's Plastic Surgery Rewind. Let's start from the beginning. You were chosen with 8 other celebrities to do this TV show. How
Yeah.
did that come about? Did they reach out to you and you were like shocked? Like, what in the world?
It's a really funny story. I've been a really big advocate now as I've grown up online and kind of experiencing it all and having to really have that pressure of being in like the limelight with all the followers and everything. I don't even know if I mentioned, but I have 12 million followers on TikTok too. So I had a lot of pressure.
Oh my gosh, 12 million on TikTok, over
Yeah.
300,000 on you have a big audience.
And then I have like almost 1 million on YouTube. So I've had a lot of pressure with all of that. And so I recently, in the past couple of years, I did some interviews with NBC and just other news media outlets, just advocating about the dangers of social media and plastic surgery and altering your face and fillers and all those things. And
Yes.
the damage that it can do while you're doing it so young and when you're not really fully developed. I mean, people are making these decisions and their brains aren't really fully developed.
100% agree.
So, I think that's what got maybe the network interested in me is I did speak about body image and how impressionable us as influencers are putting ourselves out there and how editing yourself can really be detrimental to children and it leads to suicide. And it's really, really sad what body image and what the idea of beauty is in today's world, because it's obviously always changing. Like once BBLs were in, now BBLs are not in as much. I mean, it is constantly changing. And so that's kind of what led them to be interested in me. They reached out. So I wasn't fully shocked by the offer letter in a sense. I was, of course, ecstatic and super excited to be a part of something so amazing and have such a positive impact on just the audience.
Yeah.
So I immediately responded and I moved forward with, the casting of everything. So.
And how was it filming alongside other celebrities and being in a house and being on this such transformational journey together?
It was absolutely so fun and scary and nerve-wracking at the same time because the entire time the producers do not want to expose who's going to be in the house, who's going to be getting a transformation or a rewind, whatever it is. And the whole time you're just kind of have like this anticipation of who am I going to be in this house? Am I going to like them? Am I not going to like them? I really don't know. And so
the anxiety of it all. And then you're also, maybe going back on filler and maybe going back on this. And then plus you're also anxious about who's going to be with you doing this. Like I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. And start to finish from the moment that they reached out to me to the moment that we filmed. I mean, that was almost 8 months to a year. So you're knowing that you're going to be in this house, in this retreat, potentially reversing something or working yourself or discovering something new with a bunch of people you don't even know. And so when the moment finally came time to enter the retreat, I mean, my heart was racing. I was so scared, but I was so excited to meet the cast. So it was really, really exciting.
And who was your favorite? Who did you kiki with? Who did you get along with?
I know. It's so funny because so much of the show gets cut out. And it's funny what ends up making in, what doesn't make in. We filmed for a long time. There was a lot of days that just ended up not being a part of the show just because I think they only have so much time to fit everything in. However, I had a really big connection with Aubrey. And I don't know if it was shown as much maybe on film, like on camera.
Yeah.
But overall, Aubrey, Sophia, and Jessica, I got the closest with. But I would say Aubrey and Sophia the most. I was very, very
Yeah.
close with. We
And I
still
feel
talk.
like there's a good sense of that you guys were like your own little unit and you guys were opening up to each other. You could definitely feel that from the TV for sure. And I know Aubrey, she was going through a difficult time while she was in the house and you were there to support her. And I feel
Yeah.
like it portrayed well.
Yeah. We still talk to this day, just FaceTimed her like the other night. We were talking till like 2 in the morning.
I feel like you guys are like two peas in a pod. Like you guys like are like have been friends for a decade already. Like that's what it feels like.
It's unbelievable. And I think the craziest part is that I'm like a lot younger than her, but I still feel like I'm an old soul. So I always get along with people that are like a little older than me.
Yeah.
Not that she's like that old, but
She's
she's
not.
just definitely gone through a lot more in life than I
She has a
have.
lot more life experience. And, you're like a breath of fresh air to her, too. So I'm sure she loves that. And you guys are going through similar things with wanting to
Yeah.
transform yourselves and wanting to fix some things and being in the limelight. So there is a lot there for you guys to bond over.
And the trauma, I mean, there's just so much.
Yeah. And do you feel that the show was beneficial to you personally and you kind of took away a lot of lessons from being on it?
Oh, I completely think it was life changing for me. If people are watching this now on the video form, I don't know if you can physically see, but I've lost actually a lot of weight since filming. I was in a dark place entering the retreat, and me
Mm,
going through the journey actually really helped me move on and close a chapter, feel good about myself, and fully just let the past go.
I
And I'm
love
so
that.
grateful. And I feel so great, feel and look great for myself. And I think that's all that matters. And I think I was holding on to a lot of weight. I had a lot of trauma weight
Mm-hmm.
with my attack and everything that unfolded on the show. So I'm just so grateful for it.
It's just like closing out that chapter. You got to speak about it. You got to feel your
Hmm.
emotions. And now you look so much more at peace. You look happy.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
glowing. You look stunning. So everything happens for a reason. And you were meant to be on this show and you were meant to just be there and talk about your past and your trauma and come out, lighter at the end, which you have.
And I believe most importantly for me to be able to help people, I've been getting so many, like just flooded in the DMs of
Yes.
moms and other people that have also had similar situations happen to them. And they've, reached out saying that you sharing your story made me feel stronger and more confident about my situation because you
That's
feel like you're
amazing.
alone when you're going through something traumatic
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yes, definitely. Now, getting into your filler anesthetic journey, you told me you were like, I have tried almost every filler available. What has been some of the highlights and challenges to your filler journey? Because I know filler can transform a lot. There's a lot of pros, but sometimes if we go a little bit overboard, there's a lot of cons to that people aren't
Yeah.
aware of.
Yeah. I believe throughout my personal journey with fillers, in the beginning, it was a healthy, positive, fun thing to do for myself and felt confident. And then it led into something not so amazing where it became kind of an addictive thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
where you just wanted more and more. And then
Yeah.
as time goes on in that filler, and if you're not dissolving it, it was known for the longest time to just let your filler be and your body naturally breaks it down. And as science has now discovered,
That shit migrates.
it so does. My filler is totally migrated. And I think I know on my journey on the rewind retreat, I chose not to dissolve my fillers.
Mm-hmm.
And I I don't want to say regret it because I don't want to regret anything in life, but I
Mm-hmm.
think I'm gonna go forward and finally dissolve my filler because I still feel like my face is so much more puffier than it ever once was, even without the
Yeah.
weight loss. So, and my filler has definitely migrated to places
And
that I do not want them to be.
when you started in 2018, you started with your lips. And then what areas, tell the people, like what
Yep.
areas did you get the under eye? Did you get your cheeks? What did you end up getting filled?
Okay. So I had first my lips and then it led to my cheekbones. And then I was like, oh, I want cheekbones. Okay, well now I need jaw filler too. I want to snatch
Mm-hmm.
jaw. So then I did the jaw and then I did the nose. And then I didn't really mention this on the show, but I also have had under eye filler too.
Oh,
Which is
okay.
like, why would I even need that? I'm so young, but whatever. I did it. And then I also think I had some in my temples as well, because it was looking hollow with the cheekbones. And
Mm-hmm.
so it just ended up being, you're trying to constantly like fix one thing and then it causes an issue in another
Yeah, I
area. And
feel
it's
like
like,
you feel certain areas and then you're like, okay, well, there's, some divoting here or here. So like, let's fill this. And then it's like, well, since I filled that, I got to fill this. So like, you feel like
mhm,
you have to, you feel like
yeah.
you got to put it everywhere.
I think the only place I didn't have it is my chin and then my smile lines. I mean, that's
Then you
pretty
would
much
have, if
it.
you did the smile lines, I felt like it would have looked way puffier and more
Oh, yeah.
swollen, inflamed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you mentioned with the lip filler that it hardened into scar tissue. How did that happen? And how long of a period did it take for it to scar and harden?
To be completely frank with you, I have no idea how this happened. It almost felt like overnight. I noticed I kissed somebody and they're like, "Your lips feel weird." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And so then I like felt my lips and then I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh my gosh, they're like hard." And then I looked at it and it almost looked like an implant in my lips. And I also have
What?
gotten filler from so many places, like long and far places that maybe you shouldn't have gotten filler,
And
but you did.
yeah, and different types of filler and brands and consistencies.
And you don't even know if
Yikes.
it's or like authentic.
Yeah.
They say it's Juvederm or whatever it is, and it's like you don't really truly
You don't
know.
know
It
what's
could be
in that
counterfeit.
syringe. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know what I got injected at one point, but I think it feels like it's rubber, but I really think it's scar tissue that from overfilling for so many years and then not
Yeah.
dissolving it and then just keep clumping up and then it migrating. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think Jessica had something similar. I know hers physically was like totally counterfeit filler that she had to get cut out from my
Oh
understanding.
no.
But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I really don't know. I just think that it totally has to get like cut out. I remember I did talk to Terry about it and Dr. Jabro was definitely like, that's something you have to like physically remove where you can't
That's
just
so
dissolve that.
scary. And it's like your face, it's your lips. Like you don't want to cut anything out. What do you think you're going to do? I know you've thought some time to process it, but have you thought a little
Yeah.
bit more into it?
I honestly think I've been living with it this long and I'm okay. My partner's okay with it. Like,
Yeah, you're like, we're just going to write it out.
I think it's fine. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get lip filler ever again. The benefit is because of the scar tissue,
It's
I
plump. If you say,
I never
I
have
said,
to get lip filler again.
oh my goodness, you're like, it hardens. So, like, we're fine. Like, it saves me money on a syringe, saves me a couple
Yeah.
thousand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. To be honest, if you scroll to the bottom, I'm not telling you to do this, please don't do this. I'm gonna sit there and archive everything now. But if you scroll to the bottom of my Instagram, you'll see pictures of me with like literally no lip at all. So this I have not had lip filler in like 2 years now. So this is my lips fully how they are, maybe with scar tissue, maybe some
Hmm.
migration. But I'm happy with them. I think they look good. So I'm just gonna rock
Yeah.
it.
Oh my goodness. I love your transparency at least because it is stressful and it costs even more money to get things reversed. And if you had a little bit of a complication, but it's like
Yeah.
if it's not hurting you and you like the look, you might as well keep it. Like,
Absolutely. Why not? Yeah.
why not? Now, we talked about your aesthetic and your fillers. Let's talk about your rhinoplasty journey.
Yes.
And that was your first plastic surgery procedure was your rhino. Now, when did you get your rhinoplasty? Where did you get it done? And what
Yeah.
was the choice that made you decide like, okay, I'm going to get it done. We're going to do it.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I think when you watch the show, they don't really lay everything out. There was a lot like
Mm-mm.
missing. So
Snippets.
as you know, Dr. Dubrow does not touch noses. He does everything else, but that's like the one thing that he's like, no, no, no. So I had the choice to really pick any nose doctor that I wanted, which was such an amazing opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful for that. And I think after I did a lot of research, so Dr. Dubrow also had a rhinoplasty, and he wanted some really natural results, and he used Dr. Calvert, who's like kind of in the same office
Mm-hmm.
as Dr. Dubrow, and Dr. Dubrow and Dr. Calvert work simultaneously together all the time. Like
Yes.
they're both great, amazing doctors, just equal in different ways. So I ended up moving forward with Dr. Calvert. So Jay Calvert did my nose, and it's a very natural, subtle. I wanted it to be undetectable. I really just wanted to get back to how I felt, before the attack and feel confident. Um, and I'm really, really happy with the result overall. And what made me move forward with it after really thinking long and hard about it
Mm-hmm.
was it just makes me so sad when I look at myself in the mirror and I see my nose. I would like avoid the mirror, and at first I thought it was the
Yeah.
scars. Yeah, every time I saw my reflection in the mirror, it was a reflection of my trauma, and it really made me
Mm-hmm.
sad. And at first I thought it was the scar that was causing that, but I think it was ultimately not feeling beautiful with my nose, even though to the naked eye of regular people, it's not a big deal. Like all my closest friends and family were like, "You look totally fine. You're still beautiful. Like that doesn't define you."
Mm-hmm.
And I still to this day, even if I didn't do it, I don't want that to think like that did define me because it really didn't. I think I've done a lot
Yeah.
of work internally and mentally that is more valuable than the physical.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think moving forward, I just really thought that that was what I needed for myself to feel amazing. So
Yeah.
I moved forward with just the rhinoplasty, nothing else. I could have gotten filler dissolve. I mean, I could have gotten so many more things, but I think that's what ultimately mattered the most.
Yeah, and I think by you choosing to get the rhinoplasty, I think that is shutting out the past and closing that door to trauma and leads you into a whole new chapter and a whole new era. right? Because
Yeah.
now kind of when you go to the mirror, you're not just hyper focused on that one specific event and your nose. And you can kind of say, okay, well, we fixed that. We healed the internal, we healed the external, and like we can move on.
And along getting your nose fixed, there's so many other benefits. I had a deviated septum. So due to that, I
Yes.
was like getting great sleep, my breathing. There was a lot of different things that was more than just, cosmetic, wanting to
Cosmetic, there
have
was a lot. Did you have sleep apnea at all? Did you snore or anything?
I did. I snored a lot before. And now
Okay.
I think I snore a little bit still, but definitely not as terrible
Not
as I
as
used to.
intense as before. Now, really quick before we go more onto your rhinoplastic journey, were you in therapy prior or during your plastic surgery procedure or even prior to the show?
Yeah. So believe it or not, I did not have any therapy at all. I'm a person or a firm believer in the past where I'm like, I'm so resilient. I can do anything. I'm
Oh
strong.
no.
And that put me in a dark place. Like I said, I entered the retreat in a dark place. I was really, really
Mm-hmm.
sad. I was not feeling confident within myself. I just in general was not doing well. So throughout the journey on the retreat, I started getting therapy and it really, really did help. And now I'm at a place where I can, have therapy when needed, but it's not necessarily a thing for me to like physically be able to move forward. Now I'm able to wake up in the morning and do all the right things and do the work and, not cope with food and alcohol and all these other things that I was coping with before.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're just more self-aware. And I love that.
Yes.
And, I tell the girls and everybody who's listening, therapy, plastic surgery or fillers or Botox can only help so much. I don't telling girls to go to therapy prior to their plastic surgery because you can get surgery all you want. You can change your hair color. You can do all these things, but it's almost like a Band-Aid over a wound. You really have to heal the internal first before the external to just
Yeah.
be whole, be all together. And I really advocate for people going to therapy prior to surgery and talking to your therapist of like, okay, why am I getting a mommy makeover? Why am I getting my nose done? And just being really self-aware. And I feel like just the outcomes are so much better and people are so much happier.
Absolutely. And there's a reason why in your preliminary, I guess, paperwork before you get into the surgery, they ask a lot about your mental state because that really has a huge factor of why you're doing what you're doing.
And you know what? To be kind of transparent, not a lot of surgeons do that. That is,
Really?
I've worked with surgeons who don't have that on their preoperative paperwork or their intake. And I
Wow.
think it's starting to come around. I think that more and more surgeons are adding that because what's happening is people with some mental health issues, whether that's anxiety, depression, whatever it is, are getting these surgeries and the surgeons are having to deal with the aftermath. And they are surgeons. They are not therapists. Sadly, they don't have time. They see you in recovery.
Yep.
They see you at your appointments and then that's it. But they were getting a lot of backlash from patients. And now I think they're changing how they're running their practice and they're asking these important questions on their intake so they could be like, okay, pause. Let's get this fixed first. Then maybe you can come back because if not, we're going to run into a lot of issues after surgery.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I hope more and more surgeons offer that and they need to.
I totally think it's super important. And as for me, I mean, I'd never had a physical surgery. So for me, I've only had procedures. I didn't know that other doctors did not do that. I've only had
No.
my experience with, Dubrow and Calvert.
They want your health history. They want a pregnancy test. They want some other test. And then it's like, okay, look, what
Okay.
are you looking for? Take your money, throw you on the table, next.
Wow.
So, especially a lot of surgery centers, like these big surgery centers in Miami, New York,
Yeah.
LA, they do not care. They
That's
are
really
there.
scary.
It is scary, and I call them chop shops.
They
More
are.
private practices are doing, a proper intake and looking at the mental health portion now. But
Right.
these franchise surgery centers, Mia Aesthetics, whatever else is
Wow.
popping up, no, that's not part of
Right.
it at all. Yeah.
They're just there for the money.
They're just there for the money. Now, how did you prepare for surgery and what expectations did you have going in?
There's a lot of preparation that goes into surgery that I had no idea. I thought like we're just gonna go right into surgery. Like I'm getting Botox, like no problem. I know you're not supposed to drink
No.
before Botox, but like, yeah, no, there was a lot that went into prep. I think I watched so many TikTok videos about other people getting rhinoplasties and like what they recommended. And so I'm a person that I overthink everything. I'm over analytical. And I bought everything under the sun, some
Oh
stuff I
my
didn't even
gosh.
use. I
Yeah.
bought like this like triangle neck pillow thing, things for the dry throat, a diffuser that had like, I don't know, like to create moisture in the room so you
A
weren't dried out in your
humidifier. Yeah.
yes, thank you. Like humidifier, like gauze, like just I bought so much stuff and a lot of it was unnecessary, but I'm like better to be safe than sorry. And it was about I think like 2 weeks you could not have like any blood thinners before I think 3 weeks. 3 weeks actually. They wanted 3 weeks. 3 weeks and then no, off of those certain medications, I had to get off certain medications and no alcohol and all of that. So it was kind of intense. I was not used to that and I did not expect it.
People think breast augmentations and rhinoplasties are the easiest surgeries and that they don't really have to prepare because, a breast aug, it's a small incision, a basic breast
Yeah.
aug, and a rhino, it's like such a small area. I'll be fine. And then they are so underprepared. It's like a train hit them and they're like, hold on, wait. And then the anxiety kicks in. But I love that how you did your research. But going on TikTok and YouTube can be such a slippery slope because you see so many people buying so many different things. You're like, okay, wait, like, do I need all of this? Should I buy all of this? But what if that, what if that person's wrong and then you're spending $500 on Amazon?
Yes. No, that's honestly what happened to me, and I fell into that hole. I got like this like eye mask thing that's supposed to like cool your everything but the nose. I don't really think that was necessary. I didn't even use it. Like,
no, you didn't ice at all. My goodness.
No, I did ice, but like you're not. I guess you're not supposed to ice the nose physically. Like you're not supposed to ice it.
The size in your eyes.
Yeah. See, I don't think I did that. It was too much.
I
didn't bruise very much though.
Good. Oh, even with having a septorhinoplasty, you didn't bruise? Oh my God, that's amazing.
I did bruise under my eyes, but like it went away very quickly because I started taking after my surgery Arnica, bromelain, all kinds of supplements.
All the post-operative supplements. Love that. And did they have you putting ointment, like a triple antibiotic ointment under in your nostrils?
I had like, it wasn't an ointment, but it was like a cleaning antibiotic bacterial clean and I don't know, but it wasn't an ointment.
Okay. So that's good that you followed off with your post-op care. And it sounds like you listened to the instructions pretty good and you had no complications.
Yeah, no, none at all. It was I wouldn't say an easy process because it was difficult. I only took my pain medication, I think, for 4 days. After that, it started making me just feel gross and it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, that's about typical. And how, rating the scale from 0 to 10, what would you say the pain level was?
Well, considering that you're like drugged up, I would say like a 5, 4 maybe.
That sounds about right.
If I was not taking pain medicine, it would probably be like an 8 or 9.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Did you have any headaches or pressure?
Oh, yeah. I had a ton of headaches. It was just hard to sleep because you like couldn't really get comfortable. It was hard to breathe because you have I don't know what you call them, but yes. Oh, so uncomfortable.
Usually when people get septorhinoplasties, they will put packings in each nostril, which forces you to be a mouth breather, whether you like it or not.
And then your throat gets dry.
Your throat's dry, your mouth's dry. I think that's kind of the worst part of a rhinoplasty is having to breathe through your mouth. And it's just horrible. Everything's dry. You can taste stuff. Like it's funky.
Yeah. So I would say that the packing was the absolute worst part. And then I would have like little cuts and incisions that I could like kind of feel like in the first couple days, which were uncomfortable. But overall, it wasn't terrible. Like if I had to do it again,
it's tolerable. It's a tolerable procedure.
Yes.
And how long did you stay out of work for and recovering?
It was a solid 12 days that I a little over a week. Because I really needed to be resting. I wanted to heal. I didn't want to be like bruised up. I didn't want to be meeting clients with crazy black eyes or I don't know, the cast on my nose. I just didn't want to do that. So I kind of waited until I was able to fully remove the packing and everything to go back.
And are you taping at all or your surgeon doesn't advise taping?
So Dr. Calvert actually really did advise for me to tape. And I taped for 4 or 5 months. And then I kind of stopped doing it because I got
That's
a little
long
lazy.
run. Yeah. And did you come across the girls on TikTok who are literally taping their noses? They're like a year post-op and they're still taping their noses. They swear by it. They fly, they tape.
I love it. And I honestly wish it was easier to do because if it was a lot faster or quicker, I would be doing it more often. And I think that's what kind of made me fall off the bandwagon. But I stand by it. I feel my nose looks so much more snatched. It looks just way more narrow. I don't know. It just looks overall more aesthetic.
It forms it, snatches it up.
And I'm a big firm believer that the taping totally works. And I think even if you don't have a rhinoplasty, I feel like you could tape your nose and it would just
and still, it's like a waist trainer or a faha for your nose. Or like Kim K's new that's causing the chin strap to go to sleep. So you're like more jawlines more defined. Yeah. No, there's girls on TikTok that literally tape their nose as part of their nighttime routine. They're all doing their TikToks and taping their nose like 2 years post-op. And I'm like, okay, queen, that's a lot. That's
I love
dedication.
it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
And with doing plastic surgery rewind and getting to choose your doctor, did you have to pay any anesthesia fees or OR fees, or was everything covered?
Yeah, I was very blessed and again, so grateful for the whole situation because my entire process from start to finish, I didn't have to pay anything out of pocket. I don't know if it was different for other cast members, but with me and my agreement, everything was covered.
And did you do some content as well with the doctor?
I actually did. I'm in the process of like putting it out. I haven't put it out yet, but
Ooh!
I did do like a whole TikTok about it that I'm going to be releasing very, very soon. So when this is out, I'm sure it's going to be out.
Yeah,
So
we definitely have to tune in and watch that. I would love to see that. Now, you got your rhinoplasty done. You're a couple months post-op. Is there anything else right now that you're considering or wanting to take away or to tweak, or are you finally kind of content in this era?
yeah, I am very much content in this era. But like I said before, I really do want to dissolve my fillers.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I kind of wish I did do. But other than that, I really feel good about myself. I don't think that there's really anything right now other than like Botox. There's no like physical surgeries that I'm looking to get. I think I'm feeling confident with who I am right now, and I'm proud of that.
And when you do choose to dissolve some fillers, do you think you'll go with NP Chona, or are you going to go to somewhere closer to you, or?
I honestly don't know. Good question, because I haven't like got that far into it. It's just something like, yes, I'm definitely going to do that in the near future, but I don't think I'm going to go somewhere out here.
Yeah,
I don't
you'll
know
go
if I
somewhere
fully, yeah,
local LA, find
yeah,
something
yeah,
out there, find a surgeon.
yeah.
Now, reflecting on everything and giving some advice, what lessons do you want to tell your audience or anyone listening from your overall journey with aesthetics and surgery?
My biggest number one advice, and this goes for everybody in all ages, is to
Mm-hmm.
really truly love yourself for who you are and don't do things for other people, whether that's attention or gratification from or whatever, thing that you're looking for from validation from others. I think it's just super important to
Yeah.
really look at yourself deep within. And if you really want to do something, I'm all for it. I think plastic surgery is amazing and I think it can be used for great, but it also can be used for very bad things. So it's about really loving yourself and being comfortable with who you are first.
Yeah. And not following trends on social media because, honey, a trend will come and go. And if you
Yes.
choose a surgery based off a trend and it's not something that you really want and you haven't really thought about, you most
Hmm.
likely will end up with regret.
And I mean, we have so many big, huge influences like the Kardashians, where they have the means to, follow a trend and, follow the next trend or
Hmm.
start a new trend. They have the means to do that. Like if you're altering yourself for a trend, you have to understand, is that something you're going to be comfortable with in 20 years?
Yeah.
You have to really think long and hard about that.
And you made up a good point that all this costs money. So if
Hmm.
you only have money to get that BBL or to get the filler or to do something, but you don't have money to upkeep it, or you don't have
Hmm.
money to possibly reverse it, or you don't have money to treat the complications, that's a big factor that you really need to sit with and think on, because getting one thing, there's still upkeep to any aesthetic procedure or any cosmetic surgery
Hmm. It's
that
like
you need
getting a
to
new
consider.
car.
Yeah. It's not just a one and done. There's whether it's
Hmm.
supplements, whether it's hyperbaric chambers, whether it's following up to making sure that your filler's not migrating, just a lot of
Hmm.
things that go into factor, and also changing your lifestyle
Yeah.
that people really need to think of, especially young teenagers, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me how you and Alan, the other influencer on Plastic Surgery Rewind, were literally both 18.
I know.
Like,
It's insane.
18, fresh out of high school, like, okay, like, we're going to go. Mind
Yep.
blowing to me. And, I work with Dr. Raj Kanodia in Beverly Hills, and
Yes. Yeah.
he did Chloe's nose. He's done a lot of celebrities, and there's a lot of young, primarily girls, that come to his
Hmm.
office and they fly from Dubai and London and all these places. And of course, their parents have money. And I see even 16-year-olds, you can get a rhinoplasty with your parents' consent,
Hmm.
getting surgery. And in some instances, I will be like, okay, like there's a major deformity or she's getting made a fun of at school. It's nothing just.
Yeah.
So I see in some instances why 16, 17,
Hmm.
18-year-olds are getting the procedure. But if your nose is not super deformed, like just take some extra time, whether that's 6 months, 8 months, a year, to just really think about it.
And people also forget your nose like continues to grow. Like
Yes.
your
Nose,
nose
ears,
never
and
stops
feet.
growing.
Nose, ears, and feet, you guys, as you get older, and I can contest to that, my feet, I swear to God, I was a 9.5 in like my early 20s, and I'm 29 right now. And I'm like, I'm coming in hot at almost a 10.5. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I got Paris Hilton feet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but definitely your nose constantly changes and your ears and your feet. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
What's your just quick little take on that? So, for instance, your nose continues to grow. Obviously, it continues to change. So, let's just say in 20 years, am I going to need a rhinoplasty because it's changed?
Yep. That is, yeah, exactly. You see, you get a rhinoplasty at 20 and then you're 45, 50 years old. Maybe you gained a little bit of weight. Things get bigger. Things get droopier. Most likely, you're not going to like your rhinoplasty 20 years later with all the changes. And that's why I say, keep in mind, you need some more money because most likely you might need another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's, once you get into your second and third rhinoplasty, things start getting a little dicey.
Yeah, and it gets more expensive because it's now
a
revision.
And those doctors are going to say, well, that's not my work. So you know what? If you want to get back on this table and I'm correcting someone else's work, I don't care if it was 20 years ago. I'm going to charge you an extra $15,000.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It's crazy. Rhinoplasties are expensive. Did you, before going on plastic surgery rewind, did you look up any rhinoplasty surgeons prior to that to get like quotes or anything?
Well, actually, I did. I was just curious about what it costs,
And what quote did you get? I'm so curious.
I got one for, it depends on the doctors. I mean, it could be anywhere from 12,000 to 30,000. I mean,
that's a good roundabout. With the doctors I work for, you're looking anywhere from 15 to 25,000 per take, depending if it's a celebrity doctor or so forth, or with a lot of experience.
I mean, if you're a celebrity doctor, you're looking definitely more on that higher tier, 100%.
Yeah. Now, any coming up, being an advocate for kind of, how am I saying this? Plastic surgery awareness, so to say, for the younger generation. Anything coming up? Because I feel like you would be good, like speaking on it and educating and starting your own kind of like awareness brand or something, organization.
I know. I think there's so much to speak about, and I would love to be able to continue helping people. And there's some stuff in the works that I'm really excited about. So a lot is happening since the show.
Yes. And excited to see what new content you put out and what's the rest of the year. We got 5 months left of 2025.
I know.
So I appreciate you so much for coming on and sharing your journey and raising awareness and just being so transparent and honest. It was a pleasure to have you, Sebastian.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had a wonderful experience on here.
Awesome. Well, we will be tagging Sebastian. You guys can go watch his TikToks, his YouTube, see his Instagram, and see all the content. And also, I believe your reunion is dropping soon for Plastic Surgery Rewind, correct?
I believe it's the next episode, next Wednesday.
Yeah, next week.
I don't know when. Yeah.
This will drop in about 2 weeks, so it'll be post-reunion. And the reunion went good. Is there any tea, or we got to stay and watch?
I think you have to definitely stay and watch because, again, I don't know what's going to make it and what's going to get cut out. I will say, though, a little hint, a lot of drama did get cut out because I think they really wanted to keep that very raw, genuine, happy vibe throughout the whole show.
E-Network. We needed the little drama in the house. I wish. That would have been good. That would have spruced it up a whole lot.
I definitely agree. Like, there's been times I've talked to other castmates and we're like, oh, I kind of wish that stayed in there or whatever it was. But
what producers choose. Yeah.
Yeah, it was their choice of how they wanted to, produce it. So,
yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this episode and listening. Sebastian, thank you again. So appreciated. And we will talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.